we're in the final section in Romans, and we're in Romans 15, 22 to 33, and there's no didactic teaching. There are no commands. Paul is just sharing about his plans and that he's being held back. Here's my question. What is holding you back? Paul says it like this in Romans 15:22. For this reason, I have often been hindered from coming to you. And what he's talking about are the various obstacles that prevented him to get to Rome. It took months, years for him to get to Rome. The apostle is teaching us that delays are not always real detours. Sometimes they are discipline. Sometimes they point you in a better direction. But there's another kind of hindrance. Have you ever heard of dead water? Sailors have a word for a particular seafaring problem and hindrance. The sea looks calm. The engines are running, but the boat is barely moving. You increase the throttle and the boat is just barely moving. Nothing visible is wrong, but underneath, the resistance is heavy. A layer of water is working against the forward movement of the ship. Now, our lives can be like that. There can be dead water, resistance under the surface. And the Apostle Paul, in this passage, is demonstrating his priorities for ministry that keep his life aligned in the right direction. And he gives us 4 examples, 4 ministries. First, the ministry of perseverance. In other words, keep going even when you are hindered. Second, the ministry of giving. Use your resources to bless the people who have blessed you. Then there's the ministry of the fullness of the gospel of Christ. In other words, when you go anywhere, you are bringing Christ and all of his benefits with you. And then there's the ministry of prayer, striving for the work of God in the world through prayer. So ask yourself, is God hindering me, or is something under the surface holding me back? Is there an unseen resistance that lies beneath me? Because the most dangerous waters are often not rough waters. Sometimes they're calm, but there's something going on underneath the surface. So, prioritize the ministry of perseverance, the ministry of giving, the ministry of the fullness of the gospel, and the ministry of prayer. Is there anything holding you back in these areas that Paul identifies? The grass withers, the flower fades, but the word of our God stands forever.
Scripture Applied is a production of Church and Family Life. Visit churchandfamilylife.com for more resources.